with me while I tell you guys about the time I almost got kidnapped. I told you guys I would give you a story time like 2 months ago, and I just kept forgetting to do it. But then someone commented on my TikTok the other day to remind me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I never told them about that. I just dropped a bomb in one of my videos and never came back to you. Also, I just got back from Jamaica yesterday, and I had the best time. So anyways, this is a very old story, but I think I was 12 years old, maybe like 11. This is like a core freaking memory for me. This actually happened in my neighborhood, the same neighborhood I currently live in. I was outside riding my scooter. I don't know if you can tell, but I've always looked younger than the actual age I am, you know? I'm 21 right now. I look like I'm 17. So at the time I was 12, but I probably looked like I was 8. Basically, I was in my front yard riding my scooter just like up and down the sidewalk. And I had friends coming over that day, so I was kind of just like bored waiting for them. This literally happened in broad daylight too, so that's why I'm kind of shook by it. And my mom was home. I was literally just in my front yard minding my own business. This yellow punch buggy drives up. Obviously, I'm not thinking anything of it, you know? Then they kind of stop right next to me. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I just never have paid attention to cars. So when they stopped on the road next to me, I stopped too because I was like, oh, like, are my friends here? I don't know, I just thought it was kind of odd. I can remember this yellow punch buggy like it was yesterday, but they had very tinted windows, and in the back windshield there was a huge crack. So then eventually they roll down their window, and it was a woman in the passenger seat and then a man driving. And I've never seen these people in my life, so I was just kind of like, oh, I don't know, you guys. And the woman kind of looks at me and she's like, get in the car. Luckily, my mom has told me stranger danger enough when I was younger. But yeah, the woman's like, get in the car, and she's being super quiet. I'm just staring at them in shock, not moving, and she's like, get in the car. She keeps repeating herself. She's like, get in the car. And then every time she repeats herself, she gets a little louder and like a little bit more stern. So me still in shock, I'm not moving, I'm just listening to this woman yell at me. This moment, my heart literally sank. I was so scared. They both opened their doors, and so the lady in the passenger seat was the door closest to me. So she gets out of the car, starts walking towards me, and the man gets out of the driver's seat and starts walking around. And I chuck my scooter and I start a new pair of boots. I chuck my scooter and I start booking it to my house. It's like 3 houses down. Obviously, they don't know that. They just see a little girl on a sidewalk in a neighborhood. So as I'm booking it, they immediately get back in their car and they start driving super slowly because they were able to catch up to me pretty quickly in their car. My garage door was open. I ran into the garage, and as they were watching me going into my house, they got frightened off and they drove away. Run inside crying, and I go to my mom. We end up calling the cops, and then they had me get into their cop car and drove me around just to like see if I could recognize any of the cars. Obviously, the car was nowhere to be found, so I just explained it to them. I was like, yellow punch buggy, tinted windows, huge crack. Growing up from that experience, I feel like I've become such an aware person. Before I get in my car, I always check like the passenger side, check like the back of my car. But yeah, so I guess that's a story of a time I almost got kidnapped.
I genuinely thought you guys were exaggerating when you guys were telling your stories about the little girls in Sephora. They are actually insane. It happened about 2 days ago, and I didn't want to tell this story because I do have a younger audience and I didn't want anyone mad at me. I'm not targeting anyone. I'm just telling my experience. So for Christmas, me and my sister, we got like a lot of Sephora gift cards, and we were like, all right, let's go spend it. Even though we don't really need anything, let's just go for fun. So the second that me and my sister walk through the door of Sephora, literally right as we're walking in through the door, me and her both look at each other like, because we see a little girl, like 10 years old max, actually 9 years old max. I mean, I didn't stop and ask the little girl, hey, how old are you? But she looked very, very young. And she had a basket filled with stuff. Like, I mean, filled. So I walk over to the Drunk Elephant section because I haven't tried the Goldie Drops and I like really wanted to try them. Me and my sister were just kind of like scanning all the products, seeing if there's like any new Drunk Elephant products. And there was another little girl at the Drunk Elephant stuff with us. Okay, let me word this as best as I can. So there was another little girl over there around her age, and I guess she was looking for something. And the friend, the one that we seen in the beginning that had so much stuff in her basket, let's call her Basket Girl. Basket Girl walks over there. I guess like her friend or sister or whatever that was already at the Drunk Elephant stuff with us, with me and my sister. She goes, oh my gosh, they don't have it. Like, she literally screamed it. And then they started like mixing stuff with the Drunk Elephant tester. Then they start opening up the packaged items that you buy, and they start mixing those. The packaged items that we're supposed to buy, they're mixing them, using them, and then putting it back into the packet. My sister has no balls. I wasn't gonna say anything, but she did. She said, you guys can't be doing that. The little girl goes, who asked you? My sister's exact words were, you're like 5, where is your mom? While this is going on, we kind of like shifted more towards the Glow Recipe stuff because the Drunk Elephant and Glow Recipe were like right next to each other. I guess the little girl got mad about that comment that my sister made about where is your mom? And I thought y'all were lying. I thought y'all were lying. The Lord can vouch for me. I thought you guys were lying. They started knocking stuff off the Glow recipe shelf. It wasn't Drunk Elephant this time, but they started knocking stuff off the Glow recipe shelf. They didn't shatter anything, but they were knocking stuff down and laughing. Now this poor Sephora worker, if you are watching my video, please comment down below and tell me if this was you, because oh my goodness, she was young, she had pink hair, she had her makeup done. Please comment down below, because bless your soul. She went up to the little girls and she was like, hi guys, you guys can't be doing that, blah, 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 blah. Me and my sister like, got your ass. Mind you, me and my sister, we are nosy, so we stayed right there to listen to the tea. The girl looks at the lady, the one with the full basket, not the other friend. Are you like 10 years old? Why is your hair pink? My jaw dropped. I'm like, whose kid is this? Whose kid is this? Again, this poor worker, she sighed and walked away. She didn't say anything else. That poor worker. At this point, we've been in the store for, I want to say, like 15 minutes. Like 5 minutes goes by. This Sephora is like really freaking big. Somehow we end up at the perfumes together. This little girl took a perfume, the ones that look like this, not like the full size, but like, I guess like the little roll-on. I don't know exactly which one it was, but she stuffs it in like a little purse that she had. Me and my sister look at each other like, why is this 5-year-old little girl stealing from Sephora? Again, my sister with zero balls, zero. She walks by them and she goes, ooh, I'm snitching. The one with the basket, the full basket. Shut up, rat. At this point, like, I feel like I can't even blame the kid. Where is your parents? Where is your parents? So this line was literally huge. We saw them get in line, and again, me and my sister are nosy, so we're like, let's go get in line. By the way, I don't know if she like took it out of her purse or anything. We walked away after that because we weren't gonna be following little girls around the store. And like, low-key, I was scared what those little girls were gonna do to me if I snitched on them, so I just kept my mouth shut. Please don't come at me. I just acted like I didn't see it. Like, I really didn't want to get beat up by 10-year-old girls. I really didn't. And they genuinely looked like they bite, so again, I just kept my mouth shut. I don't know if I said this already, but the line was like extremely long. Like, it's right after the holidays, of course it's gonna be long. This girl pulls out her phone, looks like it was either the 13, 14, or 15 Pro Max. She goes, Mom, where are you? We're about to check out. In that exact tone. Next thing that I hear is, I need your card. Hurry up. This is embarrassing. In like the rudest tone ever. If I talked to my mama like that, I would have no teeth in my mouth. But right as they get to the register, we were still in line. Like, we were just one person behind them. Guess the mom of the girl with the basket walks in. As the Sephora worker is ringing like the girl's stuff up, the mom goes, stop scanning, please. Stop scanning, please. Literally just like that. The mom goes, this is absurd. You girls can pick 3 apiece out of this pile. The little girl with the basket looked at her mom, and I'm pretty sure everyone in Sephora could hear her, goes, I want it all! Like, not that loud, but it was loud. The mom goes, do you think I'm made of money? Like, about to cry. Like, do you think I'm made of money? I'm not gonna lie, this was a little bit funny. The girl goes, that's what mom stands for, made of money. I was like, my teeth? All the way down to my toes. All the way down to my toes. If I talk to my mom, like, ooh. Low-key, her mom slays for this. She said, you have 5 seconds to pick 3 things or everything's getting put back. Like, mean. I was like, oh, it's getting real. Me and my sister and the worker, like, that was checking us out, we were, like, low-key laughing, and I was like, go slower, go slower. And she just kind of, like, giggled. I was obviously joking. We just wanted to hear the tea. The worker was laughing, too. She was like, girl, we see this every day. I'm like... Anyways, the girl starts crying, sobbing, hysterically crying. I don't know how she made herself cry that fast, but hysterically crying. And the friend or sister or whatever is just sitting there like quiet, not saying a word, and she is sobbing. I hate you. You're the worst mom ever. You're the worst mom ever. I'm never talking to you again. I wish I had a new mom. I'm like, we're just sitting in shock, and like everyone in the line is laughing. Cause like the line was filled with like teenage girls, like, looking at this, like, what in the heck? She's literally 5. Why is she acting like this over makeup? As I was, like, tapping my phone to pay, the mom or whatever looks at the cashier and she's like, I'm so sorry, just scan it all. I looked at her like, no, girl, you're supposed to say, put all that shit back. Put it all back. I don't know how much, like, the total was because I wasn't there to, like, hear anything because, like, I was done checking out. But when I am telling you guys, I am regretting not taking a picture of the little girl's basket, but I'm not going to take a picture of a little girl. Like, that's not right, I think. I promise when I'm not lying when I say that basket looked like it cost more than $1,000. I'm being so for real. I know I seen Rare Beauty in there. I know there was Drunk Elephant in there, and I know there was Charlotte Tilbury in there. There was, I think, Burberry, her perfume, like the big one. I'm not sure. Oh, on top of that, what she stuffed in her little bag. Anyways, this video is literally almost 10 minutes long. I'm sorry for like holding you guys this long. I just really wanted to tell this story. I know not all of you guys are like this. Please don't get mad at me. I was just telling what I saw because like I was not believing how crazy these little girls can be in Sephora. Anyways, that's it. Bye, guys.
When I say I'm invested, I mean invested by all the stuff I hear in the school bathrooms. So school got out last week, so I feel like it's only fitting to make a video about all the stuff I heard go down in the school bathrooms. So one day I was in the bathroom, literally minding my own business, doing my business, and all of a sudden these groups of girls just walk on in. Now, I could already tell that stuff was about to go down by their tone of voices. I don't even think they noticed I was in there because they were dropping names. But for this video, I'm going to use like fake names. So anyways, one of these girls was talking about how a girl at my school, let's call her Mila. These people were talking about how Mila got kicked out of a party and so she called the cops. Now, everyone at my school hates Mila, and I mean hates. Like, everyone says how she's the biggest B word and how she's just so fake. So anyways, Mila was dating this boy, let's name him Mason. And at this party, Mason was flirting with a lot of boys. So Mila got rightfully upset and they got into a huge fight in front of all of Mason's friends. So Mila and Mason were both so upset and mad at each other. And Mila decided to pour Mason's drink on top of his head. Until after that happened, Mason slapped Mila. And I mean slapped. So Mila got up after she was slapped and kicked Mason in the balls. And that's when stuff went down. And all of Mila's little minions started attacking Mason's friends. And it just got into like this huge fight. And so the like person who's hosting the party was one of Mason's friends. So he kicked out Mila. And supposedly after that happened, Mila called the cops. And honestly, just hearing this part, Mila doesn't even sound like the bad guy up here. Like, I would react in the same way, no offense. But then it gets worse. So now people videoed this whole interaction and were posting it all over social media. So when this was getting posted, everyone was super confused because Mila has been telling people that her and Mason broke up. She said that she broke up with Mason like a week ago because, I don't know, she was bored of him or something. So they were completely broken up. So after being kicked out of the party, Mila called the cops for underage drinking. And then she had like photos and videos of like people at the party, you know, drinking. And so she sent that to people's parents. And some people who were videoed weren't even involved in the drama. Mila just decided to send videos of them drinking to their parents for no reason. Now, this must have been the down spiral of Mila because this just gets worse and worse. Now, one of her friends who was defending her at the party didn't get kicked out. And I guess she was mad that her friends didn't get kicked out as well. So she logged into her friend's Snapchat account. So Mila logged into her friend's Snapchat account. Let's call this girl Ava. And Mila, pretending to be Ava, broke up with Ava's boyfriend. And y'all, this story just gets worse and worse. So like for part 2.